The Minecraft Nether is a hostile but cool place, and of course, LEGO makes Nether sets, but honestly, they just aren't that big, aren't that accurate, and could use a little help. Except the Magma, he's perfect. So in this video, I'm going to combine these two Minecraft sets to make a bigger Minecraft Nether layout. First, we need to get the set, so I took a quick trip to Walmart and got two Nether-themed Minecraft sets. Alrighty, now that I have the sets, I need to build them. One down, one to go. Okay, so the first step to combining these sets to make something bigger and better is to figure out the base that I'm going to use to make this. I decided to use a 32x32 base plate next to a 16x32 base plate, and then started laying down a bunch of orange base plates from both sets to make a central lava lake that has different nether biomes all around it. I also added this 2-block little piece in the very center to break it up. And yes, for all of you who commented on the last video saying water and lava are slightly lower than a full block, I wasn't lazy this time and actually made it accurate. Next, I started on laying out where the warped forest would go. Although, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't end up much of a forest because these green color pieces don't exactly grow on trees. And speaking of things growing, you can grow your own monsters by downloading Monster Legends, the sponsor of this video. Monster Legends is a free-to-play mobile game available on all devices. You see this LEGO set? It has 900 pieces, the same amount of monsters Monster Legend has for you to collect and build your own empire with. And if that wasn't enough, they come out with a new monster every single week.
It's like a reward.
That's faster than my upload schedule. You need to collect food, gold, and gems in order to customize your empire to how you like it. You know those big Lego boxes with a ton of different ways to build what's inside? It's like that, but with monsters. You can hatch baby monsters, feed them to evolve, boost their powers with runes, relics, and talents, and the list goes on. You can even play against your friends to win trophies and rewards. They also have a YouTuber island where you can find monsters of your favorite YouTubers and even put their skills to a test. If there was an RJ and Bricks monster, would it be made of Lego? You can download the game now by clicking the link in the description or the QR code on screen to get a special free starter pack of 50,000 food, 300,000 gold, 10 gems, and this epic monster Kaori. But anyways, back to the video. Once I finished laying out where the warp forest was going to go, I added another portal from one of the sets and then decided to make this super awesome, really cool game plan to finish this build. Step 1, build out the back of the warp forest so it isn't just one height. I used a bunch of random colors at the back because nobody's ever going to see it, and then added a few more blocks of height, which basically used every single block of dark turquoise that I own. I also added some soul torches and then made the 2 center blocks in the lava lake right here part of the warp forest colors too. Step 2. Make a little bit of the nether wastes. I used brown for the warp forest because I didn't think I had enough dark red, but I decided to make the waste out of dark red because it looks way better. Once I finished that little chunk, it was time for step 3 of the super awesome, really cool gameplay. Okay, I'll get to the point. I started making a crimson forest opposite to the warp forest and basically used every single drop of dark red I had. I added the top layer in normal red and put a bunch of mushrooms, multiple layers of ground, and then added a super tall lava stream that flows outward in all 4 directions where it hits the ground. Alrighty, it's time for step 4. It's kinda looking plain at this point, but compared to the original sets, it's a little easier on the eyes. I think in order to spice it up, I'm going to take the bastion from this set and add it into the space where the nether wastes and crimson forest meet, so that there's a little bit more structure and less just landscape. I started by basically taking the majority of the bastion off the original set and figuring out a way to place it. I also wanted to try to maintain the accuracy to Minecraft by keeping things a full block tall for the most part. Bastions in Minecraft are these huge structures that are quite blocky and very randomized in terms of where the blocks are. And I don't really have room because I want the build to look simple. I want it to look like someone went into the game and just took an 8x16 chunk in a random spot in the nether. So instead of filling it with every possible warp forest, crimson forest, nether waste, and bastion detail, I want a simple bit of all of them. I decided that the chunk of the bastion would be sitting slightly out over the lava, and then I built it up by filling it out with more blocks rather than just thin plates and single bricks. I also popped down a chest with 2 netherite ingots, 2 iron nuggets, and this pork chop, which for some reason is just really satisfying. Once that was done, I stepped back to admire where this project was going. And it's going in a place that's really flat. Like, really flat. And I need to do something about that. Just like you need to do something about the fact that you aren't subscribed. Unless you are, in which case, thank you. In order to deal with the underwhelming height of the model, I decided I needed to make the entire back of it a big cliff. Which is a great idea if you have unlimited brown and dark red pieces, but I happen to not have unlimited Lego supply. Yo, RJ and Bricks, just order more pieces, I'm sure you can. Well, unless I want this build to take even longer to finish, which I don't, I'm just going to stick with the pieces I already have, which isn't enough to do an entire cliff, but it's enough to suggest that a cliff is there. Once I figured out that making a cliff this long all the way across wouldn't work, I started working on a smaller cliff that could just go in one corner. I started with a long stack of brown bricks and then slowly started expanding it upwards and outwards like Minecraft cliffs tend to do. For this, I just imagined there is a much bigger cliff connected that stretches along the back of this and to the right side, but I don't have near enough pieces and it's not in this specific chunk. I also moved the lava to a different place under the cliff, which makes it convincingly look like it pouring out of a hole in the cliff. I also extended the cliff a little further to the left to make it as big as possible with my last brown bricks. Okay, now that the build is finished, mushrooms and everything, I want to spice it up, so I'm going to add onto the mobs and characters I already have. This strider is really cool, and the magma is even cooler, but I don't have any more mobs other than this baby pork chop maker, so I'm going to try and build some of my own. Enderman building time. I started with these snot bricks and then added long tiles on the sides to make legs. Then I put another snot brick on the top, added arms, and built a head, which doesn't look great, but for not having any printed elements, I think it works. I may have made them a bit too tall, but it'll work. And with the Enderman build, it's time to add minifigures. I added one about to kill this baby hoglin, a kitted out player with an elytra who just jumped off the cliff and started flying, 2 Steves mid-fist fight, a panda sneakily mining some gold, Alex looting a chest about to steal a netherite ingot, and this player with warp fungus on a stick riding a strider. I also added this full netherite player who just joined the nether and is up on the portal about to do whatever lore you guys come up in the comments for him. Then I decided to take one of the fist-fighting Steves and put him on the ground where he evidently splatted. If you take a minifigure apart and then lay each body part out, it kind of looks like it just hit the ground. And then I put some items all around, like a bookcase, some eggs, weapons, and a lava bucket. I really want this model to feel like a server of like 8 people who are just exploring the nether together. But with that, I finished this model. I think the minifigures helped a lot, and if you aren't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Oh, and thanks again to Monster Legends for sponsoring this video. Make sure you download the game now so you can claim your free starter pack.